Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this video from. My name is Achin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you a very quick recipe of how I make Nyama Fry. This is a Swahili dish. It's something very quick that I always, when I soften my meat, I always leave extra on the side, as you can see right here, because sometimes I just crave something simple. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I create the Nyama Fry. This is a Kenyan dish, but as I begin, let me go ahead. I have already heated up the oil and I have celery. I'm going to use it as onion. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it. And with Nyama Fry, it's more of a salted beef, but we eat it with ugali. That's what I'm trying to say. We eat it with ugali and some vegetable. It could be collard greens, it could be any type of green vegetable, but we eat it with the Nyama Fry, or sometimes we just eat ugali with Nyama Fry. Everyone is different, but I always save this amount right here because sometimes my taste buds change, and when I have that amount available, I just go ahead and prepare it. And I'm using celery for this video because I had some leftover celery. I love leftovers. They always come in handy. It's something that you can use and it will save you. So I've added the celery. I'm going to add a teaspoon of ginger. And after that, I am going to add garlic. With this garlic, it has oxidized. I have a video where I show how I prepare my garlic. When I usually prepare it, it changes color like so because of oxidation. So the garlic is good. It's just the chemical reaction, I guess, that garlic reacts with when it's exposed to air. So I have that cooking. And then I already have my tomato sauce, my homemade tomato sauce that I already prepared. I have a video that shows how I prepare my tomato sauce, but this is how it looks like. If you have not watched that video, please make sure you check it out. It comes in handy, and this is a perfect example of why I do my preps for my garlic, my tomato sauce, and my ginger, because today, for example, it's a weekday and I do not have time to prepare all this from scratch. So when I have all this pre-prepped, it usually makes it so easy for me to just prepare as I go, or prepare food during the weekday. So if this is your first time and you're watching this video, please do not forget to subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you very much for your support. We are truly grateful. So our ginger and garlic and celery have softened up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the heat a little bit. I'm going to add our tomato sauce. And what I want is, I want this tomato sauce to cook down, because as you can see here, I usually freeze it. That's how I store it. But it does end up with some extra juice or extra water that I do not like. So what I usually do, I usually let this tomato cook down for about up to 5 minutes, because I want the water to cook down so that we are only left with the tomatoes. Remember, this meat is Nyama Fry. Nyama is the Swahili name for meat. So it's meat fry. It's not deep fried, but it's fry, because I know here in diaspora there's deep fried chicken or beef, but here it's just fry. And when we say fry, when we say Nyama Fry, It does not have a sauce in it. That's what makes it unique. So while this is simmering down, this is where I go ahead and add my spices. I'm adding my chicken bouillon. And I'm going to be cautious of the amount of spices that I add because, as you can see, the meat that I'm preparing today is not that much. I'm adding a pinch of Slap Your Mama Creole seasoning, one of my favorite seasoning. I am adding some black pepper. I am also adding some smoked paprika. It's looking beautiful already. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to cook it for too long for the water to reduce. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and add the meat because I want the meat to cook in the sauce and I want the sauce to reduce as it softens the meat. So that is why I'm adding the meat right now. And then I'm not going to add any water. I want this meat to cook down into this tomato. Hence the name beef fry or nyama fry. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to cover it because I don't want any soup to be formed or any steam to be formed. I just want it to cook on open air, and I'm going to turn it as we go. As you can see, it already looks amazing and beautiful. And at this juncture also, I'm going to add some celery, some parsley, sorry, because I want that flavor to be released inside of this meat. Perfect. So I'm going to taste the salt content. Tastes good, just a little bit. Perfect. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep on turning it until it cooks down. So this is how our nyama fry looks like. As you can see, it did not take long. I only let it cook for about 20 minutes under low heat. But basically what you want, you don't want it to have any soup. You want the sauce to only be the tomato sauce. And you want it to be dry. You can make it drier than this. I just prefer it to be at this level, but you can go further if you want to. But this is how it looks like, guys. So I really hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to show you give you an example of how I eat this food. So this is exactly how I prepare and eat the food. This is ugali. It's a very, very famous Kenyan East African food. You have ugali here, which is it's like pounded corn flour. And then we have our veggie here, which I have a video of how I prepared it. So please make sure you check it out. And then we have our meat fry, also known as nyama fry. And this is how we eat it. This is a staple food in Kenya, one of my favorite dish, but it's called ugali with mboga and nyama fry. This is in Swahili. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video, but this is just one of the ways of preparing and serving your food. And until next time, bon appetit.